doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening, or at least for the next 30 minutes.
We're going to have fun and games.
Who knows how this post-game will go.
Maybe we'll play games. I don't know.
We are live in the Xfinity studio, and I am joined by Mr. Flyperbole, Steve Jaco. What's up today, Steve?
I'm just so excited, Bill, to see one of the oldest rivalries in hockey, the Philadelphia Flyers and the Boston Bruins. What could go wrong?
Yeah, man, you know, the Stanley Cup final opponents, Bobby Orr versus Bobby Clark.
Yeah.
Just really, really a tremendous rivalry over the years.
Tremendous. Philly versus Boston. I mean, we got the Eagles and the
Cousin
Patriots.
cities.
Multiple.
Yeah.
We're too close. We hate each other too much. And it seems like these are two teams headed in opposite directions.
I believe Philly and Boston are the only two actual sports cities in America.
I think you're right about that.
All four sports, one team each. That's a big deal to me.
Yeah.
New York is a big city with a lot of teams, but not a sports city. LA, they don't even care. Chicago's close,
city,
but two teams, two baseball teams.
Two baseball teams, which is always weird to me. I'm very glad I don't have to choose between the Athletics and the Phillies. I only have one loser I have to care about, and it's the Phillies.
Yeah, wrong team left.
The wrong team left. I've thought about that my whole life, and I'm not bitter.
If you can't tell, we're not super excited to talk about tonight's game, and maybe that's not the best thing for like a person whose livelihood depends on creating this content for you. Listen, I'm going to do the best show I can do, like I do every day. Bill, but man, I am so down on this team.
Why would you be down on a team that is 2-7-2 in their last 10? I don't understand. That's a great record over 10. Oh, wait. 2-7-2, so 7 losses.
Yeah,
my math was wrong.
And 2 ties, right? They're ties. Oh no, those are losses as well.
Oh, those are losses as well.
Yeah. So we got a lot to get to in this pregame show, but before we do it, I got to tell you about the Carnival. That's right, the Flyers Charities Carnival this Sunday, February 1st. If you didn't win tickets from us, they're still available on the Flyers website and at FlyersCharities.com. Listen, regardless of what you feel about the team, it's always a great day down at the Xfinity Mobile Arena when they host the Carnival. Going to be a ton of fun. And for our show, live 11 a.m. to 12:30, we're going to have a great lineup of guests for you. Head coach Rick Tocchet, Comcast Spectacor president Dan Hilferty, team president Keith Jones, legend Wayne Simmons, legend Brian Boucher, legend JJ Jim Jackson.
Woo!
I'm really looking forward to getting to have these conversations and just getting to be down there. I'll be in the dunk tank from 2:45 to 3, and thanks to a sponsor this year, guess what? It's free. You can come and take your shots at dunking me in the huge tub of oddly warm water at no charge this year. So make sure you come on out to that.
They're heating it for you, Bill. Very clear.
I've been told they use the Zamboni water.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Which is really, it's actually a couple of years ago, with I think the first time Charlie and I got in the tank. He's not doing the tank this year. I am, though.
Oh, he's too good for the tank, is he?
Professional journalist,
We see you,
man,
Charlie.
Yeah. It was the year there was that big, like, spillage into the river, and so like they couldn't serve water or anything.
Oh,
and
yeah, I was there that year.
Yeah, and everyone was worried. Oh, yeah, we did that one together.
Yeah.
Everyone in the dunk tank was worried that we were in, like, infected water.
The last potable water in Philadelphia.
And they were like, no, this is from the Zamboni. It's fine.
Everybody was rushing home to buy water. It was what a time to be alive. But I got to say, Bill, that is a killer lineup of guests you have.
It's really good.
Like, that's one of the best I've ever seen. That's fantastic.
I know we only have like 5 or 10 minutes with Wayne Simmons. I wrote like a 30-minute interview with him, and I'm going to hold him hostage.
It's going to be a lot like Mac's letter to Chase Utley on Always Sunny.
That's very much what it's going to be like. Like I was like, be a professional as I'm writing this interview. He's like, no. Gush.
Also, Wayne, could you sign my jersey? Thank you.
It's for my little brother. Yeah. I'm an only child. All right. Let's talk about tonight's game, I guess. We will have some game time decisions. We are awaiting Brian Smith to tweet the lines because I think he's the only one at the game in Boston tonight. TK and Risto, both game time decisions. But we do have a starting goaltender, and it's going to be our old pal, Sam Ersson. 8, 9, and 5 with a 339 and an 860 save percentage. Yeah, 86% of the shots he's stopping. That's decent, right?
I mean, that's a B average.
Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
good,
right? Exactly.
I would get me, credit for my college courses, so cool.
I will say he has had some semi-recent success against the Boston Bruins. Last year, he made 1 start and 1 relief appearance, stopped all 33 shots he faced, including a 25-save shutout back on October 29th. So he's been okay against Boston recently, but we know the story here. Flyers in a back-to-back. Boston hasn't played since Tuesday. There's travel. They went to Buffalo, or where the hell were they last night?
I don't know anymore.
Columbus. Yeah.
Is that a real place?
Thank God Brennan has the schedule.
It's honestly, it is stunning
on the
to me.
screen. I could have just looked up.
It is stunning to me that Columbus, Ohio has a sports franchise. It's still very weird to me. You know what, Bill? I'm going with a bold prediction tonight, brother. I'm going with a bold prediction. I'm calling for the Philadelphia Flyers to get an overtime victory, 4-3 over the Boston Bruins.
I would absolutely love that. It'll come up later in pregame picks, but I would love a 4-3 score. That would be tremendous.
I'm just trying to manifest an exciting game. I don't want the overtime at all because, as you can see, we're in the studio. I got to get home after this. I don't want the overtime, but you know what? Just for you wonderful people, I'm trying to manifest this win, and I feel like the only way they get it is in overtime. But you never know, because they just beat the Colorado Avalanche and the Vegas Golden Knights.
It is Sam Ersson who tends to win many of his games in overtime or shootout.
The best in the biz, they call him.
I will say, and maybe my view of this is being skewed because I looked up his numbers against Boston last year, and they weren't bad. And overall, 2-1-0 with a 900 save percentage against Boston. So, probably, other than the Islanders, his best career numbers.
Oh, wow.
I feel like there is a possibility that he throws in the odd, really good game. He gives us those every now and then.
Maybe
that's tonight. They need someone to stop the bleeding again, just like they did against Vegas.
They're bleeding quite a bit, so I think we need a tourniquet.
Yeah, the stitches have popped from that road trip, and they're gushing again.
Gushing. It's bad. Gushers everywhere.
Perhaps we will get that odd game out of Ersson. He hasn't given us a ton of reason to believe this season, but who knows? Goalies are weird, I guess. And all right, it looks as if we do have some lines from Brandon Summerman. Brandon Summerman with the lines tonight. This is an odd lineup as we look here. Ersson starting, like I said, on the defensive side.
I'm just gonna
it looks like TK and Risto are both on the ice for warm-ups, but they're not in the line rushes as of now.
Oh, good. TK, the only guy who decided to do anything in the Columbus game last night.
Yeah.
So that was good. Actually, we got to give Dan Vladar a lot of props. Dan Vladar with 2 highlight reel saves and the Flyers doing nothing around him except for Travis Konecny.
I think we talked about this on post-game last night. Vladar clearly had some rust early. I didn't really think any of the goals were on him, some bad giveaways.
The first one I thought especially was very bad defensive coverage.
Yeah.
They really left him out to dry on that.
But we've seen him make tough saves this year, and he was screened, but he's made saves through screens this year.
But it's Elvis Merzlikins. You can't score some goals on Elvis Merzlikins.
One guy could.
Yeah.
But then I thought halfway through the rest of the game, he was tremendous. End of the second, he made 8 saves in 8 minutes, and then in the third, 2 highlight saves. He was really good, but it'll be Ers tonight. The forward lines.
God.
Yeah. So we, for all of those out there who are dying to see Trevor Zegras at center, you may get your wish tonight. Dvorak with Konecny and Grebenkin. Okay, so TK is in the line rushes.
Okay,
that's
good.
Dvorak with Konecny and Grebenkin.
Why?
Cates with Barkey and Tippett. So they're going to give Barkey and Tippett, who've been really good, a chance here with not Sean Couturier. And then Zegras with Brink and Michkov. There we go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
One I'm excited.
Way to go, Rick.
Not remotely excited for that Dvorak Konecny Grebenkin line, but I am very excited to see if this can muster any offense.
It could be, I think Grebenkin and TK have hooked up a couple of times this year on some goals. And Dvorak is their 1C at this point, so it is what it is. That could be an interesting, very Travis Konecny, full steam ahead sort of line. Maybe we get that going.
I'm into that. I am not into this fourth line, though.
I mean,
this is woof.
So Delorier and Hathaway draw back into the lineup. And they're going to be centered by Sean Couturier, who hasn't scored since December 7th.
I don't think tonight's going to help, Bill.
I would be surprised. Delorier, no points this year. Hathaway, 1 goal, 1 assist. They've happened semi-recently.
Look at this group of 30-plus-year-old men hanging out.
Insane. This lineup is honestly, I love it. This makes me more excited for the game than anything else that could have happened.
This is a beer league line here, Bill.
I love it.
Buzz, your fourth line.
Listen, I think we've been going over all the play driving numbers and everything with Coots, and it's like they're pretty good. They're actually really good. He's basically a 4C. Like, you get the puck over the red line and you keep it in the offensive zone a while. Doing pretty well at that. It's just like you're never going to score again. So maybe the fourth line is the right place for Sean Couturier right now.
It could be. That sounds like the slowest line. That's the slowest line since the lockouts.
It is good to. That's very funny. Last night in post game, Rick Tocchet said of Travis Konechny, he took one off the foot. He's limping around. He might not play tomorrow. We don't know. So that's that. He had a lot of guts tonight. So that's a good sign, I guess, that he's at least able to like get his skate back on and be out there for warm-ups, and he's in line rushes. So hopefully they're basically only offensive force of the last 11 games will be, it seems, on the ice. On defense, we again, it doesn't look like Risto is in line rushes. We have York Sanheim, we have Sealer Drysdale, and we have Andre Juleson.
Sure.
All right, whatever.
Guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I am, as much as I'm not excited for some of those lines, I'm glad they're mixing it up a little bit. I'm glad Tocchet at least recognizes, like, hey, things have not been going very well the past few games. Let's try something new. And I'm hoping this gets some sparks tonight because this team needs a spark desperately, especially for two guys who have to watch all these games.
I'm a little surprised they did it with Coots.
Yeah.
But when it's 25 straight games without a goal, like, something has to happen.
Maybe he's been seeing the super chats. I don't know.
Maybe he has. And, of course, that means, like, all right, if he's your 4C, that means we only have 2 top 9 centers, forcing Zegras to play the position we've all wanted to see him play.
I am excited to see that, and I'm glad they're finally putting the exciting offensive players together because, like, this could be a really fun line. I'm very worried about the defensive aspect of it, but I am excited to see if Michkov, Zegras, and Brink can make some sparks happen because those are 3 outstandingly creative offensive players. And I think Michkov has, I said that TK was the only guy who really had an effort in that game, but like Michkov had some really good chances in that Columbus game.
Yeah, I know we talked about the game-winning goal that the Cates, Michkov, and I guess Brink line gave up late in the third period last night, and we talked like, all right, I do think Michkov probably has to communicate better, but Columbus just ran a good switch. Like, it was just good offensive zone movement. Cates probably a little too far over, has his back turned, probably his man, but there does need to be more communication, I would guess, from either the bench or someone who saw it, or Michkov himself being like, hey, my guy's alone in front now, and I have to cover the point still, so you might want to take a look.
Maybe,
But I do think overall he has looked better than terrible defensively lately.
Yeah, better than terrible defensively, but I mean, he's been actually getting some offensive chances. His shot totals have been increasing. He had an outstanding chance in that Columbus game where he had was it technically a breakaway?
I would call it a breakaway. I mean, he was in alone for a bit, and he does have I think it was Boone Jenner all over him as he gets there.
Yeah.
But I do think, like, with Michkov right now, and I saw this on Twitter today, and I agree, has he looked the way he looked last season? No. I also think, like, the goal scoring especially, there's just some bad luck in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he tries to go 5-hole last night, and that just goes in last year. Like, it just
Right.
finds a way in, and last night it didn't.
He made a great move. Like, that was a really good move.
Yeah, like,
I'm
and
surprised it didn't go
somehow,
in.
like, he couldn't get it to slide through there. So maybe we'll get a little bit of Michkov mania tonight. We've been dying to see.
I would love nothing more than to see that. And, Maffei's sitting there with a 10.9% shooting percentage. And we were just talking about a guy on
and
Boston.
he was, like, in the 20s for a lot of last season.
Yeah. And we were just looking over at Boston. And there's a guy on the Boston roster that I was shocked to see his goal total. And actually, do you want to talk about it after the break?
We will. After the break, we're going to talk about this 11-game slump the Flyers have been in. We're going to talk about the Bruins, share the pregame picks, but we got to take our break. It's time to tell you about Xfinity, because I got to ask, what if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, that's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense, and that lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. There's no annual contract, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is always included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken. We hate contracts. Well, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Go Birds. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You know, Bet365 has over 90 million users worldwide. They live stream almost 800,000 events each year. And today, Bet365 offers the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 different sports. And with the Bet365 NHL early payout offer, you're a winner. If your team gains a 3-goal lead, you get an instant payout on straight bets, and your parlay selections are marked as winners. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and we have breaking news from our friends at Bet365. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you gotta do, sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and in PA. If you or someone who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, so Steve, the first half of the season concluded on January 6th with that awesome win against the Ducks. Trevor Zegras showing up, the team that was like in an open feud with him, basically, before he was traded to the Philadelphia Flyers. It felt like we were on our way. I was looking at the standings and saying things like the path to the Eastern Conference Final is visible.
You
like,
were saying insane things, that's for sure.
Listen, I'm not saying, like, oh yeah, they can get there. It was just there is a path that's doable when you look at the rest of the East. Like, who are you afraid of? Carolina, Tampa, like Florida at that time, it was, are they even going to make it, you know?
Yeah.
And since then, going back to January 8th, these last 11 games, it has gone poorly, to say the least. 2-7-2 in the last 11. That's a .273 points percentage, third worst in the NHL over since January 8th. Their 2 wins, of course, 2 legitimate Stanley Cup contenders, the 2 leaders out west of their divisions, Vegas and Colorado. But it's not just the wins and losses. It's just how badly they've been outplayed. Allowing almost 4.5 goals a game. They're 31st in these last 11. Scoring just over 2.5, 27th in scoring since January 8th. Penalty kill just over 73%, 25th. And, maybe they could be disciplined to try to shield that bad penalty kill. No, they have the third most penalty minutes per game in that time at over 12.5 minutes.
It's good.
Their offensive force, the guy who has powered the offense through the entire first half, Trevor Zegras, 2 goals and 3 assists. And it's really not even that effective because there's 2 2-point games in there. He's got 8 games with 0 points in the last 11. Coots, our 4th seed tonight, no goals, 2 assists. He hasn't scored in 25 straight. And then, of course, Noah Cates, who kind of flies under the radar because you don't expect offense from him, but it's nice when you get it. But, you know, you kind of need it out of a guy who's effectively your 2C at this point.
A little bit.
No goals, 2 assists. He hasn't scored since December 30th. 14 straight for Cates without a goal. When 2 of your top 3 centers haven't scored since last year, that's not great.
It's not great. And, Bill, I would say that path to the Eastern Conference Finals, much like the sidewalks in Philadelphia, that path has completely disappeared in the past few weeks.
Yeah. So, like, you look at the lines tonight, and they are kind of insane. But I don't blame Rick Taka for going like, I don't know, man. Something has to happen.
You got to do something.
I do,
and like,
yeah.
I mean, this is where you're seeing the problem with the center depth. And we all like Noah Cates. Noah Cates does a really good job defensively every night. Sean Couturier does a good job defensively most nights. But you need a burst of offense from your centers. And like, has Christian Dvorak been better than we thought he'd be this year? Sure. But the guy's still not an offensive dynamo. He never will be. He's a solid player, but he's not a guy who's going to really spark that offense. They don't have a center right now who can really spark that offense. So I'm really hoping Zegras can show us something there. I really don't know how to feel about this because like I do want him to work out there, but I'm not entirely optimistic. I'm a little scared of what that line's going to be defensively, but I would love to see just a center on this team be creative offensively. And, you know, looking at Cates in particular, I feel like that guy has really struggled since Tyson Forrester, not struggled, but like offensively, having Tyson Forrester in there, those two flowed so well off each other. And without Tyson Forrester, Noah Cates just does not have the same punch offensively.
Yeah, it's very much like he's a play driver. He can get you there. But Forrester was the trigger man. He's the guy who could finish. And without that, you kind of see that offense has disappeared a little. While the Flyers have been struggling, Boston, they're on fire. And their season has been really weird. And of course, they're rested. They haven't played since Tuesday. They beat the Preds 3-2 in overtime.
Play everybody on fire anymore.
This entire slump, like while they've been terrible, they've also run into nothing but hot teams, basically. Yeah. So it is what it is. Boston overall, 31-20-3. They have 65 points, which is 5th in the Atlantic, and they have the second wild card. But the Sabres, Habs, and Bruins all have 65 points. The Bruins have the most games played. The Atlantic has basically locked up the wild card. As you look at it at this point, they are running away with it. So the Flyers' path to the playoffs is the 2nd or 3rd seed in the Metro, and the Islanders and Pittsburgh have been pretty good.
Boy, am I glad they lost to both of those teams in the past couple weeks.
But you look at what Boston has done lately. So they have had the wildest roller coaster season. They win their first 3, then they lose 6 straight in regulation. Then they go 9-2-0. Then they lose 5 of 8. Then they win 5 of 6. Then they go 0-4-2. Since New Year's Eve, they're 11-2-1. They're on freaking fire lately. And it's been a lot of David Pastrnak, 22 goals, 45 points in 34 games.
He's unbelievable. He's
and
so good.
He destroys the Flyers, obviously, through his career. But last season, they held him without a goal in 3 games. He a destructor of the Flyers. 4 career hat tricks, 21 in his career, 4 of them against the Flyers, including... Remember that Lake Tahoe game? I feel like the organization, while things weren't great, I feel like the organization never really recovered from that Lake Tahoe game.
No, and it was such a beautiful setting for a game, and it just was, that team. And it's so funny, too, because we were talking recently about how much Zibanejad has destroyed the Flyers because he had that hat trick. And you had mentioned how Crosby, for all of his Flyers destruction, doesn't get hat tricks against the Flyers for some reason. Pastrnak gets those hat tricks.
He was just averaging one for like a 2-year period against them.
Just a ridiculously good player. And then one of the guys, so we were looking up the stats for Boston pregame. And I was like, of course Pasternak's number 1 in scoring on that team. Number 2 on that team was a guy that I don't ever think about. Morgan Geekie, who I didn't even realize was a Boston Bruin, right? Like, I know he was there last year and he did well with them, but I guess he's just a guy I don't think about often. He's not one of the, I don't think, when I'm thinking star NHL players, I don't think about Morgan Geekie. No, Morgan Geekie's got 30 goals in 53 games. Morgan Geekie!
Do you know who has more goals than Morgan Geekie?
Who?
Nathan MacKinnon has 38.
Okay.
Connor McDavid has 33.
Sure.
That's it.
What?
Yeah, tied for 3rd in the league is Geeky with Jason Robertson and Cole Caulfield. They all have 30.
Those guys are all equal.
Kirill Kaprizov, 28, is in 5th place. Like, it's absolutely insane this season he's having. 33 goals last year. Nice season. Yeah. There's 30 games left. He has 30 already.
Now,
just
it was
insane.
Pointed out to me by my friends over at Broad Street Hockey that a lot of that was front-loaded, though. Like a lot of those goals, like
Morgan
he's turned it on in the past few weeks.
Morgan Geekie, because a lot of the national talk for like the beginning first, third of the season or whatever was like, okay, but he can't keep this up. Like he's not a 50 goal scorer, And then mid-December to mid-January, he had a 12-game goal drought, and it's like, everything's coming back to normal. 5 in his last 5 games.
Yeah. Awesome. So perfect timing to play the Flyers and Samuel Ersson, who we have nothing but confidence in.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's interesting. And Jeremy Swayman has kind of found some footing this year. Really struggled last year after signing the contract. Missed camp. It was a contentious negotiation after they traded Linus Ullmark. And he was like, well, you shouldn't have done that before I signed. And got his like $8.5 million and then sucked last year. 21-12-2 with a 2.86 and a 9.03 and 1 shutout. Not crazy great numbers, but pretty freaking good. And a roller coaster season for him, too. He's given up 4 or more 9 times. When he's been bad, he's been bad. There's a couple 6s, there's a 7 in there, and 2 or fewer 20 times. He's either great or not, or just absolutely terrible. Hopefully we get the bad version tonight. The Flyers offense could certainly use it, but they went into Columbus and went up against Elvis Merz Lincolns, and only one guy could score. So
yeah.
And I think like all the assists except one were from defensemen. So
yes, that's right.
So the forwards just did absolutely nothing last night.
Yeah, they were just not present at all. And I'm looking at Swayman's career numbers against the Flyers. 900 save percentage.
Average.
So, guys, please, we need this. I can't have another game like that Columbus game.
I just don't want to be mad
like
tonight.
that Islanders game. I don't want to be mad. We don't have Charlie for the so it's just us.
Yeah, Charlie's
we need good
off.
Stuff to talk about.
You can't leave us to our own devices if this is another S show game.
We are going to get into weird territory if this is a bad game. It's going to be really weird.
If you thought shaving my head was nuts, I don't know what I'm going to do if they lose 6-0 tonight.
We're going to shave my head is what's going to happen.
All right.
I'm kidding. That can't happen.
Let's go to our pregame picks. It's time for the Bet365 pregame picks. Sign up for Bet365. Use code PHLY365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus an NPA. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, well, we're taking the total over 6 tonight because, listen, and this isn't just Sam Ersson hate, but listen, the Flyers are tired and they're either mad or deflated, which means they're going to come out hard or they're going to suck. Either way, that could be a bunch of goals for the Boston Bruins. Ersson is, of course, in net. It's not as if he's been a real goal stopper this year. Boston averages over 3 goals a game, 3.5 at home almost. We know Pasta just kills us. Morgan Geekie's shooting like 25% on the season. Feels like this could get a little loose. Feels like this could be, if nothing else, an entertaining game.
Yeah, I'd probably throw a David Pastrnak anytime goal in there, too.
I thought about it, but I can't pile on at this point. I am going to go.
I will pile on. I 100% will. I'm doing it.
And I think it's only like plus 105 or something. It's
I
like
don't care. I'm doing
he's
it.
basically expected to score.
Give me that $5.
Yeah. And Trevor Zegras, anytime goal at plus 225. No goals and 2 assists in his last 5 games. TK is in, but my idea was like, well, if TK's out, someone has to step up. But who knows how hindered he's going to be. And he's also playing with Dvorak and Grabenkin. Zegras playing center. He's out there with Mish. Let's get it going. And 3 goals and 2 assists in 8 games against Boston. So he's done pretty well against them in his career.
I like the Zegras one a lot. I'm into that.
Get going.
Man, I hope they're not mad and deflated because that's like mad-flated. And that's kind of how I felt after shoveling all this ice. You know, you just come home and you're like, oh.
I've shoveled 4 times. It hasn't taken. I feel like I look at my driveway and I'm like, didn't I shovel?
We both skated here.
Yeah. All right, let's hit some super chats and then get to the game. This one is from Thomas Brown. Thomas says, please don't let my midnight face-off be a dud again. Where's Thomas from? He's like overseas, I assume. But yeah.
Don't stay up late for this one.
Yeah, go to bed, man. Go to bed.
I mean, stay up late to watch us.
Yeah, you know what?
Just watch us in the morning.
That's as mad as I get at the Flyers. I always say, I'm going to keep watching. I'm going to keep yelling at them. They can't deter me. It's not my fault they suck, and I'm going to yell at them for it. All right, and now we have 2 from J.E. Frucione. Says the team is headed for another playoff miss. Then they will get a pick around 12 and take no one of impact. This rebuild feels like it is on a hamster wheel. And the next one is from J.E. It says Flyers have a team save percentage of .883. I like Bill's idea of an extraction team for Zavragin, because if he was headed here soon, I'd shop Vladar and see what a team like the Oilers might pony up.
I don't think the Oilers are making another goalie trade this year.
Here's the thing. I want Vladar and Zavragin together.
Yeah.
Vladar could be the veteran tandem guy, and you see what you have in the young guy, and if he falters, you have the vet to fall back on.
New Brian Elliott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, not 100.
Yeah. Right. And Brian Elliott ended up playing like 1 million games for us.
He was good, and then I think it was Hack at the time played him every game in the month of December, and guess what happened?
That man
got hurt.
A tactical genius.
Yeah, he certainly was. All right, that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers pregame presented. Wait, what happened now?
Jordan Hall, roster report has changed. Rasmus Ristolainen in and Emil Andre out.
Risto in, Andre out, so Juleson stays in. And Andre sits again, so we'll see how this goes. I wonder if he's going to take 2 shifts and then leave them with 5 defensemen in a back-to-back.
Take that over, folks.
Yeah, take that over. All right, now that is truly all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers pregame presented by Bet365. Thank you all for listening. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll be here live on the PHLY Sports YouTube page with postgame as soon as this goes final. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers and follow the podcast wherever you get those. I am Bill Matz. That is Steve Jaco. Thanks as always to Brenna. Let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.